So I think I'm going to call this video "For the Want of a Nail" because that's how it ended up being. Now, what I did on the back of the controller is, we saw in the previous one, I was wiring up a switch and then a jack, and both the switch and the jack I was able to mount in there. We had enough room to work with. So this switch will switch between using either the controls on this remote itself or the remote, and that'll be connected with TRRS 3.5 millimeter cord. Now, when I was putting this all together, here's the want of the nail part. I was getting it together, it looked all great, and then I looked at it and I realized that the stupid power button that goes under here was jammed and broken. And it's literally like a 3 or 4 cent part that failed. It has no proper support behind it, so if you press too hard on it, or in this case it got jammed while I was putting the enclosure back together, it broke. Well, that made me quite unhappy, as you might imagine. So what I did is, I have some small push buttons, and I took out the bad switch, wired in my own switch, and so now we have this cool looking red switch to go with the toggle switch and everything else. So thank goodness that seems to be working okay. I tested it out with the car and the control system is working fine. So far so good. Now I move on to actually seeing what sort of joystick I could use to drive this car. More to come.